Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be my reset for October. We are going to go through my October TBR. We're going to do my monthly spread in my reading journal for October, and we're also going to do a little book haul. So I bought some books recently that I wanted to share. That's everything I've planned for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's just get into it. I think firstly we're going to do my reading journal spread. I think that's the first thing you guys are going to see. And then we're going to get into my TBR and my book haul. We're going to do my spread for October. I don't really have a plan. We're just going to see what happens. Actually, I think I have something in mind I want to do. I recently got all these stickers and washi tape from Lillian Daisy, who I follow on Instagram, and she just opened her own shop and everything is so pretty, and I feel like it also is a bit bookish. I think I'm going to use those to make my spread for October. So let's get into making my reading journal spread for October. Okay, let's get into my little book haul. So I have 4 books I bought recently. I wasn't planning on buying them. I just was shopping and I saw them. Yeah, did I need them? No. Also, none of them are on my 2025 TBR, so I didn't need to buy them. But I really wanted them, so... Actually, I haven't gone like in-person book shopping in a really long time. I went to an independent bookstore not long ago, but I haven't gone to like Big W or Target or QBD in quite a while. And I was surprised because I saw special editions. And usually I never see those when I go shopping in Australia. Maybe like special editions for classics, but they had like special editions for like new books that came out with like the sprayed edges and everything, which I know in like Barnes and Noble in America and stuff, and in the UK all of the bookstores have like heaps of special editions, but we don't really have that in Australia. So I was like shocked, and I didn't need any of them because I haven't read the books, so I don't really want the special editions. But I was like, this is really cool. And even like Big W and Target had like the sprayed edges on paperbacks, which I haven't seen yet in Australia. I'm also not really a big fan of sprayed edges on paperbacks, but seeing them in person, I was like, this is so cool. Which I feel like probably sounds so stupid because you guys have so many of them in America and the UK, but I'd never seen them in person. I was like, oh my god. Even though I don't really like them, I kind of want to buy them. Also, I know some people don't like how popular special editions are now because they don't feel as special, which I understand. And I feel like some people just buy special editions of books I haven't even read yet, which I don't understand because I'm like, they're so expensive. But anyways, I don't really mind what people do, what they buy, what books they get and stuff. But seeing like them in person when they're not really accessible, and if you want to get special editions online, the shipping is so expensive. So I thought it was just really cool to see. I probably wouldn't buy any unless it was like a favorite book of mine. Moving on, let's go into the books I bought. So firstly, we have The 9-Month Contract by Amy Dawes. I have been really wanting this book. I can't really tell you why, to be honest. I first saw it on Instagram and I requested to get an arc of the book. I was not approved, unfortunately, but that's okay. But ever since, I've really wanted the book. It's set in like this mountain range. The guy is like a lumberjack, he's grumpy, and then the female main character signs up to be his like surrogate to basically have his baby. And I thought it just sounded really good. Also just like the cover is so gorgeous. I don't know why, I was just really drawn to this book and I really have been wanting it, and so I was surprised to actually see it in store because I thought it'd be more of like an indie book, but I think it's quite popular. And the second book actually came out recently as well, The 7-Year Itch, which also looks good. I've never heard of this author prior, but yeah, this book just sounded really good and it really intrigued me. We then have This Fatal Kiss. I feel like I've heard of this book before, or like the title, but I don't know if that's true. But what really made me want to get this book is how pretty the cover is. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I really need this book. And then I read the synopsis on Goodreads and I was like, this sounds really good. It only has 2,000 ratings. I think it's like a relationship between like a sea nymph and a kind of like a scientist, I don't know. And the sea nymph needs a kiss from a mortal to come back into a human form, I think. Kind of like Princess and the Frog. It sounds really good. I really want to see if I like it. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. And like I said, the cover is so beautiful. I hope like the descriptions in the book are similar with like the world and everything. I just thought it sounded really good. And then we have Remarkably Bright Creatures. So this book I think came out last year. I know it was one of the Book of the Month books. I saw quite a few booktubers get this book and talk about it, and it intrigued me a little, but for some reason when I saw this new cover, I really wanted it. And it intrigued me more. You know, sometimes you see a cover for a book and you're like, I'm not really that interested in the book, but then a new cover comes out and you're like, wait a second, maybe I do want to give this book a go. I looked up the synopsis on Goodreads as well, and it sounds interesting. It has a lot of really good reviews. I think this lady has like a relationship with a octopus. I don't know what type of relationship they have. A friendship, okay. Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I really want to read more literary fiction that's a little weird, but also like kind of heartwarming and thought-provoking. And then lastly, this book I was actually intending to buy, so I got The Ballad of Never After. Actually, in my doing book stuff, I ordered this book on Amazon, but I ended up cancelling my order because it was on pre-order and I didn't know when I was going to get the book, and then I went to an independent bookstore and they had this book, so I just bought it then. But it's the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I recently read the first book, really enjoyed it, and I'm going to continue the series hopefully soon. I think I'm going to read it in December. Very excited for this book. Also, these books came out with no paperback covers. They're like blue. I'm not sure why, but they're very pretty. This series has so many pretty covers. I hope I love this series enough to want to buy all of them. I think this book haul is just me being really vain and talking about how much I love book covers. But, you know, it really influences my book buying, I can say. those are all the books I got. Very excited. I haven't really gone, like I said, book shopping in person in a while, so it was fun to just buy books that I wanted. Did I need them? No, but I'm really happy I have them. And I do intend on reading all of them, hopefully soon. Anywho, let's get into my TBR for October. I have actually taken the time to plan my TBRs for the rest of the year and the videos I want to film. So hopefully all of these TBRs, I get to all of the books, and they're just books I've like kind of randomly chosen. I didn't randomly choose books before, but I try to align them with videos, and then sometimes they didn't work out. So I've gone out of my way to like plan all of the videos I'm filming with all the books I want to read. And I've also tried to focus on picking books from my 2025 TBR and my spring TBR. Hopefully we have a productive rest of the year with the books I read. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books on my TBR. Let's just go through them. Firstly, we have 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. This is the second book in the Half a Soul series. I read Half a Soul, I think it was December 2023 or November. I read it in my video where booktubers chose what I read for a week. I really liked it. I think I gave it like a 4.75 stars. Yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed that genre of books, and I've wanted to continue the series. I just haven't really reached for it, I guess, or like thought about picking it up, and so I recently bought the second book in the series. It's quite short like the first book. I think it's set in the same world but following different characters. I know Ellen Catherine has been reading all of the books in the series, and she's like said a lot of really good things about them, so I'm really excited to continue this world. I don't know if I'm gonna like this book more or less, we'll see. I think I'm just happy to be back in this world. I'm just really intrigued to see what happens in this second book. Also, it's kind of like a good thing that they like standalone series. Like I don't need to read them back to back, because I feel like I would have to catch up on Half a Soul after having read it quite a while ago, but I can kind of pick up the next books whenever I want. I should probably explain what the book's about. This is a Regency fairy tale. It's like set in the 1800s sort of thing, and then we have some mysterious magic going on in this world. There's like a fae realm, I think, and the fae are not nice. I think they're a bit conniving and get up to little tricks and stuff. And so in this book, I think Effie was introduced in the first book. I think all of these books as well have a romance. Moving on to the next book, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I thought it was finally time for me to read this book. It is October. It is the spooky month, and I thought we should read a mystery for the first time, I guess. I am not excited for it, to be honest. It is YA, and there's a reason this book has been on my TBR for like 2 or 3 years and I haven't picked it up. It doesn't intrigue me, but I want to give it a go. I want to see if I like it. It is so popular. Everyone would always recommend this series. This show came out, I think, last year, and I didn't see amazing things, to be honest. I am going to read it and give it a go and see what I think. But we're following Pip, who is uncovering a murder. She's in high school. I think she's like uncovering the murder as part of one of her assignments or something. Basically, the murder is like closed. The case is closed. They're not really looking into it, but she like takes it into her own hands to investigate it. So I'm intrigued. I'm also not a big fan of YA, but we shall see. We then have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I also actually bought this book recently. I bought it with the intention of reading it in October for a video I've planned. So this is a horror. I wanted to read my first horror book as well this month, so I picked this book. I actually heard it's not that scary, which is what I want to hear. I cannot take anything scary at all. I am really bad with scary things, with horror, with thrillers. I'm really bad at it. I will have nightmares. I can't do it. So I wanted to pick a book that wasn't too scary. I don't even really know what this book is about. I think the descriptions are really like gross and unnerving, but it also sounds a little interesting. I think there's something mysterious going on with like the land. There's like fungal growing and possessed wildlife and all this stuff going on. So I'm intrigued to see what I think. It will also be my first T. Kingfisher book. I've really wanted to read something by her, preferably her like cozy fantasies, but I also want to give her horror a go. We then have The Only One Left, following the theme of reading books in October during the spooky time. This is a thriller and I want to read my first thriller, so I think you can tell what video I'm filming. But Riley Sager is very popular. I thought for my first thriller I should probably read something by him. I know everyone likes him. I know some people read his books and they're not my favorite, but I always enjoy them, which is kind of what I want to hear. And this was his most rated book, so I thought I would go with this one. I think it came out last year. I think there's something mysterious going on at this mansion. Like I said, I want to read my first thriller. I'm not excited, but I want to see what I think. And then we have Circe by Madeline Miller. This has been on many TBRs. I've been wanting to read this for a really long time. Ever since I read The Song of Achilles, which is also by this author. I really enjoyed that book. I gave it a 4 stars. I didn't love it, but I did really enjoy it. And I've been wanting to pick up her other books or other like Greek mythological retellings. I think I might like this book more. We shall see if that's true. I don't know what the original story is, but I've heard amazing things, of course, so I'm very excited for this book. And then lastly, we have Anne of Green Gables, which has also been in quite a few of my TBRs recently. I really want to read this book, especially now that it's like spring. I love the show Anne with an E, and I actually started this book a few years ago and I got like 30% of the way through, and then I put it down because I wasn't picking it up a lot, but I really want to pick it back up and read the rest of the series as well. It has quite a long series actually, but I also haven't read a classic this year, I think, so I really want to read a classic and kind of tick that off my list of things I want to do this year. But we're following Anne, who's an orphan, and she gets adopted by these 2 siblings, and she is very whimsical and imaginative. She has a lot of thoughts that she shares, and she also kind of looks at the world with like, what's the phrase, rose tinted glasses. She's so positive. I love her character. I love the way she talks, the way she thinks about things. It's a very heartwarming series, so I really want to pick this book up and read it, finally. So those are all the books on my October TBR. I'm very excited for all of them. Well, I'm not really excited for the scary books, but I'm excited to finally pick them up after saying for so long that I want to read them. But yeah, that's everything for my October reset. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a book Instagram and a Goodreads you can check out if you like. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!